Well, hello everybody. Is there still some energy in the room? Good, because here is energy too. No, I'm fresh. I'm not stuck with 100 slides already, so there is another 100. But yes, as Kevin said, to my person, I'm a lucky pensioner. So I have maybe the privilege a little bit to step back and look at things in a big picture. And I'm really honored to be here, and I want to share two presentations with you, and they combine a little bit the things. So your task overall today is maybe to put question up today or to get ready. What do you want to see? Give me ideas for tomorrow. And you can guide me a little bit for tomorrow's presentation, because I put up some ideas, and we can go deeper in that tomorrow when we talk about development. And see, it's not about my story. I've been around quite a while, and I want to just say I'm very grateful for having this hockey life. That's why I want to give back. Kevin, no, don't escape. I want to give back something to hockey, because I had the privilege to be involved. Oh, this is not the... in this game, and I can give back that when I come here and be involved again with hockey. And second, as you might see below, I wrote the book. This is maybe to finalize my career with parents' behavior. And so, Kevin, my pleasure to give you a little gift.
Thank you very much.
We hired him. He has to read 300 pages in German. If he's through, we have another great discussion for that. Thank you. Yeah, you should know when I talk about hockey who we are. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. My English is pretty poor, but maybe I keep it simple this way. You know? Who we are and the pathway, how we get there where we are. I want to have a little bit the picture of the national team, how we get there where we are, and then come back again tomorrow about development. What makes success and what we focus on. And I'm trying to not give you too much figures. More likely when I can tease your brain with one point, when I can touch your soul with one idea to take away, and maybe with one idea or consideration to do next day in your job in hockey, or maybe a couple confirmation what you do, you're right, because we tell the same thing, then I would be happy. That is my goal for today and tomorrow. Who we are. Maybe you expected chocolate and watches. Yes. We are precise. We are gritty. We are focused on details. That's kind of a general statement about Swiss. But question to you, do you have an idea? I don't know, what is going on? No, I don't touch it. About the world ranking in innovation, what countries are great? Any ideas? World ranking in innovation overall. Japan. Any other? UK. I don't know. Yeah, China. Well, I'm sorry about, but my artificial intelligence gives me Switzerland. That's the best. We are innovation. We have a lot of innovation with some technical companies. You know what about startup companies compared with the population ranking in the world? We are number 4. Singapore is on top, both sides. But what I want to say is, so we are detail focused in a way, but we still have the grit and the power to go on, to take risk, to try, and that makes a startup, no? Or an innovation. So that's a little bit the culture background. On facts and figures, I know when we compared like skills or rankings overall, then it's related to some figures here. And I spoke a little bit with Kevin. Of course, these are different numbers than UK has. Interesting, maybe the last point, as you see, we have the same level of contract as football. Okay, we're a small nation, not that small in the competition, the World Cup, but hockey is a thing. And we have another thing, we have 6 players on the ice. Do you know that? Did you recognize the 6th player on the World Cup? No? See, we're smart, eh? This is the 6th play. If anybody watched the games, so the fan culture, the community of fans is a part of our culture in hockey. Very important for us. And then when we start to question how we can grow, maybe we come back to this question as well. But let's see about this. This is the world champion, probably anybody knows, and this is the ending ceremony. So my question to you guys, what do you think? Be honest. Are we good or not? Are we good? Tell me, yes or no? Yeah? You're under pressure, eh? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, because look, we went to the final now 5 times. 5 times we lost. Don't tell me we're good. 5 times losing the final. But I have another question. How about, what do you think UK hockey is? No, not where. Good or not? What do you think? In the middle. Okay, that's diplomatic. Any more empowered? What do you think? Are you good in hockey? Yeah, don't watch these kind of slides. No, but I want to say, good or not? More good. Okay, great. No, but the message here comes, look, you can, I don't know. Maybe it's time to move. Yeah, you can say, oh, we're a bottom team. But I would say, compared with numbers, compared with football as you do, and you compete in this A group, my great respect. Then we come back to that, like, yeah, it's the way you want to look at it makes the story, you know? And we have a kind of a culture is all the time is the glass half full or half empty? So my message is there always 2 sides to look at it, and maybe be positive. No, I don't. There is an automatic switch. So this presentation, it's like I have to be speedy, no? Yeah, but that is maybe a message to be positive. What we have, that glass is half full, and in Switzerland, yeah, we're good. We're all thinking what could be more, to fill up the glass. And if we start here with this message, you might know, then this is somewhere a start. Start dreaming, and I tell you how we start dreaming with the national team, and where we started. We were really down in the ranking as well. I love this picture here. Let's start dream, and I love the coming up picture.
One more time. Let's try one more. Let's give it another shot.
Okay, let's try. I love this picture about dreaming. And maybe that's the message in the recruitment as well. How are we involved? Can we do, or is it just like that? No, I don't think. It's up to you guys to bring events to the kids, to stimulate them with a hockey they admire, they come back. Another guy, I think part of our identity is Roman Josi. Do you know how you identify a star? Do you know him? Maybe this way. There's a story about, the GM asked, the player asked for more money to the GM, and they said the GM, go first to the shop and ask how many jerseys that they sell with you. Then you come back and talk about the contract. You know? Anyway, but I think it's a hero, and we have like a culture, these guys, to not just have on the floor, on the rink, on the ice, as well with involved with education. And this is so important, and I like to show you, click maybe here in the, this one, yeah.
Going, here comes Roman Josi, down the slot, toe drag, the backhander, score! What a start! Roman Josi, another spectacular goal!
Okay, he starts to speaks about his story for hockey. It's in German, you don't need to listen it, but just as an idea how we get this guy to the basic, to the foundation, and motivate kids in our education program. Maybe next one. I want to show you even as a defender, 2 short clips, and I come back tomorrow when he talk maybe a little bit precise about development and how create the game and develop the game. So you can start one clip. It's the World Cup.
Josi kommt noch an diese Scheibe, zieht durch die Mitte, jetzt eine Abschlussmöglichkeit für Josi. Tor! Goal für die Schweiz! Goal! Die Schweiz führt!
It's an old clip, but just as a question, this is a defender on a world final game. Now to ask you how your defender behave on the blue line or not. How they already fixed as a defender or not. If this is the modern game. Maybe put the next one up. Look, down low in the corner is Josi. Look at him. Blue line, red line, blue line, top forward in 5 or 10 seconds. It's a national team game, no? And then you maybe step back and say, how is your game with the kids? And where they learn to behave this way. I ask you tomorrow again, no? What we focus on is, I like this word game or word metaphor, coopetition. Anybody knows about that? Here is the result. It's a combination of cooperation and competition. And I think this is a key in use and in overall hockey. If you can define an atmosphere of cooperation in a team, and with the team itself, if they go for practice, then it's competition. And that maybe you can start with a word, coopetition. Yeah. The question is about how we approach the goals. Is top down or bottom up? What do you think? What is it to grow, to do next step in your country, in your hockey, or any other? More likely top down, with the top guys, bring it down, or bottom up? Any statement? Yeah, we need strategies. I've come back to this. No answer? Yes, please. Thank you. Bottom up. Okay. Everybody agree? As you see before. Depends on? Okay. Yeah. I don't go in too deep, but I could stand or can accept every answer. No, it needs the recruitment as we're gonna go on in on recruitment program. But if you see the Josi example and if you see this picture, it needs the hero. It needs the passion of the game on top level, and then maybe it needs you to bring this emotion down to kids. And then when you see them on the board as the other picture, then you won and congratulate. I say sometimes, like in recruitment, just fill up the heart for the kids with hockey. We do the work upstairs anyway on a higher age levels because there is a lot of practices and working hours. No? So I come back with the idea where we are, where we have been, and where we want to go, and how we reach that. You need a plan in a strategy, and that's maybe business-like, but I think in hockey it needs to. And on the perspective of federation, of course, as a big picture, but I'm sure in a club you need the same thing. And maybe you need somehow a strategy what you do with your team overall as well. I'm sorry about. Maybe this is a kind of a chart that can explain the process. Who you are, where you want to go. It needs the emotions. It needs the soft skills, as I said. And then look what you can do and grow, do the next step. I don't think UK hockey has to go and approach now next level of Swiss hockey now where we are. But you can do it. And I tell you my story with the national team as well. Maybe that gives you some beliefs on a long-term process. There is a chance. So to summarize a little bit, these ideas, you need a dream big. That turns into a vision with a group, with a team, with a club, with a federation. And then you start making steps in a 3-5 years plan. Even hockey is a daily business and maybe can change, but fix a plan and stay with it. And then we go to the season, to the periods, and to the daily action. And sometimes I see coaches like, they're so passionate, but filled up with the daily work, daily tasks to do. And they might lose the big picture, where we are, where we want to go, and why we're doing it. If you don't keep that in track or in mind, then at the end you struggle with a drill. Maybe you behave like you should not. Focus on the big picture, what you want to be, and step back sometimes and reflect your work, of course. For Swiss Ice Hockey, we had the main focus on 3 areas. The fun sport, as we know, is one thing. It's 98%. You mentioned it already, no? I think this is the players. So what we can do for them. Performance is, of course, an area which need details, need focus, but it's not the same thing. And the community, as I said, have a strong community to grow the game. It's important. If there are fans around, excited, then it's probably more passion into, more money sooner or later. And so Swiss hockey had a strategy to focus on that part too. Making experience, I like to empower you. Maybe the skill of growing is reflecting the experience. And that gives you a little bit maybe of freedom to try, to do something, to find out, but your responsibility is then, in a way, to sit back, look at things, what worked and what doesn't work, to grow or to improve. I like the message, appreciate the past, create the future. So to step back what we have, what we can, and where we are, to do the next step for the future, to grow. And that's in any area of, is it national team, is it recruitment? I think this works. Cooperation with science and the field work, it's important, very important. Both have to learn from both sides, I believe. Ongoing debate, I mean, that's what I said. Is the glass half empty? Then we have the ideas, we should. I heard that since 18 years at the Federation. We should try things out, and we're gonna look at in a few examples tomorrow with some clips. And create methods, be initiative, be creative, and to do the next step. And then it's maybe not always like based on money and professionals. You can do a lot on this kind of thing to grow and go for next step. Now I want to go a little bit through our national team, and I want to show you the long-term process of the national team. I don't know if you know this guy. Anybody knows Ralph Kruger? I don't know, from football or from hockey? I don't know. Yeah, he used to be the chairman of Southampton. You don't need to read. I'm just telling you, we needed his period, and it's over 10 years. So that's another statement. Consistency is a payback model. So he stabilized Switzerland as a team in the A group. So at that time, we were more or less at the same spot or lower than UK now. And he was disciplined, asking discipline, very good structure on defense. And he said, when we have this, we have 60 minutes a chance to win. And somehow we win once, but that gives us the chance to keep in the A-League as a stable nation. 10 years, over 10 years. Next coach was Sean Simpson, and he started with that and say, now we start to create offense. We attack. Of course, more. Ralph Kruger had 2 units offense, 2 unit defense, and so he battled, and with the PP, he could maybe make the difference. So, but the different style. But that I think it's been needed so much at that time. And Sean made creative hockey in attack. And over his period of 4 years, we made first time the silver medal. And now, Patrick Fisher stepped in over 10 years again. And what he tried to, or his really benefit for the national team was he established a culture and a conviction we can do it, we can make it. But I tell you, can you stop? Can you change the other presentation mode? He set the culture, and he said this culture has to be accepted and be convinced with everybody. Mr. Fiala was kind of on the edge to bring him in. I don't know. Lionel Bixel, 20 years, Dallas Star, NHL, he said, you're not in the national team, you're not going to the World Championship this year. Because he missed 2 times the under-20 games. And say, if you want to be with us, you have a commitment to give for the national team every day. But that is hard, you know, he got criticism from the media, the president was under pressure, but we said that is the culture, and he said that. And but at the same time, we create the dream for gold. But he was close. He was at the Olympic Games. If he miss, He could be failing, but he said, we don't go for the quarterfinal as we always went and made it, and then is the glass half full or half empty? Okay, yeah, but he started to think big and say, we want gold. See, now you can still say it's halfway empty because we didn't make it. But this is a huge change he brought in by side the level of creating the hockey in offense. And maybe this slide shows a little bit of the culture he talked and he argued and behaved with the national team players. I don't go through any line here to tell you, but this helps him or the team to be committed 100% as a team. And I think if you watch the Swiss game quite a bit, then you see that. This fully commitment from Roman as well, the top guys. If I go a little bit more on detail, his period as a most successful coach. Okay, this is the decade of Patrick Fischer's work. More a little bit in detail, but maybe interesting to see. He improved the attack model on 2016. And then he went and say, okay, now we have attacking models to make the game, to create and dominate the opponent. Now we will have to find the balance between sustainable defense and attack. As I said, 2018, he started to ask for commitment, fully commitment, all the heroes. And if you're not in the team. Later, he raised the battle level, the compete performance. So we were maybe not the biggest and tallest guys as a roster, but we have to be ready to compete. Stay active in a game, that's the next level. You know, see a lot of teams, they're leading and then they start to be defense first. Yes, of course, it's always a task, but we still want to dominate. We want to create the game on 2019. And then he came up and says, hey, it's not enough to have a goal as a quarterfinal. We want to go for the final weekend and think for that. I just want to show you a little bit about this long-term process on top level. And I believe this is an exercise everyone can do and should do somehow within his club, or I don't know where he works. So overall, I apply, I forgot. Jan took over. I'm not going into deep in the story how he took over, but he was just as a young coach, taking over assistant coach with Patrick, and then he stay consistently the rule, and hopefully he can develop from that point the next Swiss story. It needs an open mindset. I want to ask you now, and please be confident and yell whatever you see. First of all, what you see and how old, okay? What you see and how old, yell it, please. And how old? 30. Yeah, that's maybe good, maybe wrong. What I want to see. Do you see the lady 30? Everything is right, yeah. You see the lady here? The young lady here? The eyes? Any other answers? 30 you said, huh? Any other numbers of age? How much? About? Tell me. Yeah. And 21 and 80, that's a good answer. Those, they don't see the old lady's nose here. Old lady's nose, the two eyes of the old lady. So, What kind of a stupid exercise in a hockey symposium? Why? Can you use this with kids? See, I'm an education guy. I study didactics, so to combine, because it's all about teaching, I say. And this could be like, as an example now, I have to maybe reflect my instruction. Because when I say, give me the numbers, the 8, I don't want to hear a young lady. I want to hear 25 or 22. So maybe it's up to me to be clear on a statement, no? What else we can learn? To be creative, to be empowered to talk, to say, communication in a game, you know about this. I said, yell it. So you can empower kids to say, when I ask you to say your opinion. This is another thing. And second, or at the end, where's my pointer? Here. I say what you see is what you get. And this is maybe a message as well for education. You find a player not good because he's a bad passer. Oh my God. I bet you're going to find passes that he's not good, no? So you confirm your opinion. But maybe you should give him a chance and go on a positive side. This is maybe part of an education culture as well. So when I summarize a little bit our mindset, then I would get back to trust and observe. Trust in yourself, trust in an idea, but observe, check it. That doesn't have to work 100% the next day. But if you don't trust and you don't do, how can you gain? Reflection and analyze is a management skill, in my opinion. So do it, but be aware how it works. And maybe with the 5 V's, you can work and check the process and still adapt to things you should. And last but not least, never give up. I was once asked for China hockey to go back about quick wins or long-term process. The Chinese ask us. I was a few times in China, and they want to have a medal at the Olympics with the ladies on the ice, and they want to make points with the national team. And I was trying to tell them all the time, I mean, do you want a quick win? That's definitely another plan and strategy, or you want to grow the game, then you start with kids, and it needs patience. So in a way, you need a plan. Trust, but of course, I didn't go as a CEO of China Hockey. I was asked, and maybe my best decision was not to doing it, because I had so many football guys coming back after a month. Nice experience or nice adventure, but not good. So I just overall, you make the decision. Be positive. Look at the chance. If you grow or you develop somehow, but yeah. If you're serious with a group and say that is too much, then you don't do. I would have kind of summarized this as a slide here overall. Who you are, I said. What drives you? Why you're there? Because of kids, because of hockey, because of money, because of friendship. It's good to know. And it's not just an answer right or wrong. But of course, this is what I want to try to emphasize, where you want to go. And within the big goal, you have targets and plans and next steps. And then the commitment to the plan. As an example, the national team. We better work maybe not then on the result, you mentioned it already, so more the skill and the behavior, how we get there. And that is, I think, is one of the best ideas for youth hockey and education anyway. And maybe we don't sell that enough in Switzerland to the parents. These work ethic things or skills you can improve through hockey by daily doing, and it's the best life experience. What every as a commissioner in the business like to have and see for these employees. So we should sell it and then establish a culture. I heard the statement already, culture thing, what we are, how we deal with each other as a club or as a federation. Focus on details, then the ambitious things, reflection and adaptation. That makes progression. And for me, again, appreciation is more and more one of the key words in development. If you find ways, and there are many different ways of appreciation, by word, by handshake, by shoulder taps, or like award little thank yous, that makes the world for volunteers, as probably many are in here. And my appreciation, you're here. I know you got a job, you got a family maybe, and you spend part of the weekend here for hockey. That needs appreciation on my side to you. About this process, maybe you can click this, the blank. Run a little bit. I bring this slide again up if I go to or mention a little bit the criteria we focus on. It's an overview, and I bring it up tomorrow, and maybe you guys kind of look at it and maybe mark one statement or one keyword you like to see, because we cannot go over them at all. Tomorrow we don't make the time, but that is a overall view. Structure is important. We heard about how you put the kids together and not, depending of course the ice and the age groups and the numbers of players. Education is a big thing. I bring up a few ideas on that. And grow the game is recruitment. Support, I can show you today a little bit. I want to show you here the top or the world-class program. I heard former presentation. What is a world-class program? What is a world-class youth organization? And I'm trying to show you a little bit the split of the task. And be sure, that's not the thing in our club. It's established already. And it's maybe way far away from what you can because of money, budget, and professional guys. But to know what could be the best case, that could help you to do the next step, whatever it is. That's up to you, not to me, to anybody else. I think within your environment. You see, the youth hockey CEO is not the head of development. We're trying to split these guys. Who is the financing, organizing guy, and who is responsible with all his energy to lead his staff. And his staff is the head coach. That's sometimes, what he's doing. Is he committed to our education plan or not? The PERCO is the personal coach. Do we have support for the coaches? Because that's really, I have great respect what they do. On the ice, off the ice, they do educate the kids way more than just the hockey. And then parents' behavior is another thing. Still on the head coach, or could that be a talent manager, maybe a big word, who cares about things you can take off from the head coach, so he's more energized for the technical and tactical development. You don't need to go over all these things, but I at least give you with the slides an overview what the task could be within this employees, let's say, of a top class organization. I believe, like I call it environment, is that correct? Like the networking between clubs, education, schools, parents, peers, whatever, is something like we had to focus, and we don't focus maybe enough, so we can improve maybe there as a next level. But maybe it's a totally different top idea, and you can just have one step what you can invest as a next guy to help you. Education, it really comes from bottom of my heart, but in a system I want to show we really focus on developing the coach. I show you how and the formats. Support the coach, as I said before, and rulings. Do you have rules in the country of coaches? Is there rules? Yeah? Do they have to have a license? Yeah, okay. Yeah, good. So how you deal with that, that's an important thing as well. As well, as I said, I come back. I like this word game, freeders. Freeders, what could it mean? If you look at the philosophy part of maybe of education, yeah, philosophy, freeders. It's a word game of freedom and borders. It's to balance. What does it mean? Freedom means we really are believers in autonomy and self-confidence and self-responsibility education. Because at the end level, he has to bring this as a sports hockey guy, as an employee in a business. In a way, but on the other way, there are scientific, they said, if you set borders, you can say, like, I give you an example, if the team says, okay, you can do what you want till 10 o'clock in the evening in a camp. Tell me what you do. But I expect no alcohol, and 10 is 10. That's the border. And to deal with these borders within an autonomy, that's maybe freeders. You get that? Thank you. How we do, and just a few slides of where we work on it. It's in German, I'm sorry about, but it's just education of the functionaries, like the club members, they work with the license, they do the ruling of the game or organizing stuff. So we have education for them as well. Don't forget them. The pathway of the coach, of course, this is a privilege. If you have the way you can establish a pathway, you start somewhere. Of course, but I emphasize the different pathways in sense of, yeah, it's a different education. I heard a lot, oh, the best coaches should be on recruitment. What is the best coach? But some are best coaches for adults, making the team and getting the win. It's okay, but then be up there where you have to be, or you be paid and survive by winning. If you're recruitment, that's a different profile. So if there are different profiles, it's good to have an education which is based and focused on different ways to go. And maybe you just can start and put the guys together on an age level, or you can put the guys on a performance level. If it's about talent with 15, 16, it's maybe not the same coaching as you know, this is a fun group and how to deal with them. Lots of things in pathway of a coaching. So we have these different pathways and different formats. The summit is just one way to grow, to improve. Thank you very much for coming again. There's many ways, and of course there is, and that's my message as well. How can you in a club? Don't wait for the federation. They do the best they can. Next step, they give you maybe ideas. What within you is there is a personal coach for the other. Is there a sharing within the club guys and open up? Sometimes even at home they think, it's a one-man show, I think. They ran the whole program, maybe better hide than open up. Otherwise you could be embarrassed. No, it's not. And the coaching style, of course, is you know, professional side is another thing. As I said, different performance level. This is a little bit structure side. Or we call this 4, let's say at least 3 different performance level. And funny, we were thinking a lot of A, B, C. That's not acceptable. No, the B is too less. It's not motivating the guys. They work. They want to be in A. But I think we should focus on these talent ways to educate. Ambition is not fun sport. They at the edge. They work hard, but not combined with school and talent education, separate schedules. And the animation is the really fun part. And within that, of course, probably you heard from Steve Norris about this content should be within the different levels, should be appropriate to the age as well. These are our age group models. You probably heard already a lot. We have a very, because of numbers of players, we have two years together. And as I said, separate in 2 or 3 performance levels. And of course, maybe one question comes up again: should you move up? Should you move up? Yeah, there is not for me not a one answer. Maybe we do too much moving up because he thinks, yeah, he has harder practice, but if he doesn't have a role in the game as he should as a leader, because he's competitive or he competes with the 2 years older guys, then it's not appropriate to the goal I want to maybe emphasize for a top player at a younger age. I give you an example. I've been to Vierumaki, the international camp, set up of teams from Afghanistan, South Africa, Sweden, Finland, everything. So we set in the team, those rosters together, always the best against the best, all good. But long story short, I asked the Swedish national player at the end of the week, did you learn something? Because he was in practice with the Afghanistan guys and Indian guys, let's say like this. Did you learn something? And so I was kind of a little bit shy and not say embarrassed. What does it make for him? Because next week he gonna go to the national team camp. And you know what he said? That's a great learning for me. He said, hey, coach, you know, I learned I had to be good every day. They look at me. They wanna do what I do. So I felt this responsibility to become leadership. And if you have leadership development as a goal, it's fantastic, no? It's maybe not the skill level in the one-on-one battle against these guys, they way less on the ice. But on leadership, he realized that was fantastic. And in Sweden, they have 4 or 5 units, all top guys. Not too much leadership asking, maybe. So it was a good experience for me to get this answer. Are they guys from recruitment here as well? Yeah? Yeah, okay. So maybe I show and maybe we can discuss tomorrow, hopefully. I grow the game. I have this kind of overall slide I want to show you. We do maybe focus always on the registers. New guys, new girls, bring it in. Fantastic. But what we have to focus at the same time to keep them in hockey. And this means quality recruitment program. Because I think hockey as a sport, if we lose them, and it's so hard, maybe for you it's a little bit easier more to get in for the fun. But we are so sophisticated, and then when he's missing ice time till 10, 12, it's hard to get in, so they maybe not motivated. But as a federation, as a club, the recruitment is so important to keep them involved in a way. And we can always share then maybe in the evening or whatever about how to do. Can you get these two pillars? Okay. About fun, I had this slide from this. Every symposium is fun. The key it should be fun. Just an overview. You can read it at home when you want. But it's just so different areas of how we create and implement fun. It's not just having a scrimmage at the end of the game. No? I look a little bit on the time now. Yeah, so overall education, I just show you the slide how I feel like we could strengthen the coach on these three areas as now the structured learning, coach the coach, help each other, reflect. Is any coach get a feedback how we act, how we talk? Maybe never ever. Not the kids, not the player tell. Maybe they don't show up if it's too ugly, no? But to talk with other guys and watch, he's watching me to improve. That would be a great culture in my belief. And with try and error, these are the three, I think, areas how we as a coach could improve and develop together. That ends up with my last key or word game, edutainment. Don't forget that. What is that?
Educate and entertain.
Okay, yeah. If we're able to educate through entertainment within an entertainment atmosphere, then it's probably what other guys said about kids appropriate, fun way. Okay. I don't go into that. If there is question tomorrow, what we has as a recruitment program, it calls Hockey Goes to School, because we said if kids not coming to the ice, then we have to go to the kids, and it's cool. Just based on three elements in the classroom. Fantastic. I had a grandson. He just admired wear the helm and the equipment. He brings it on and off. So much fun. So we go in the school, go try this. We go in the gym hall, try a little bit of hockey, floorball by side. And the third part is the invitation of the club member, of the coach. Some coach invite the teacher to one session on the ice. Quality management system, that is my last topic so far, like how we spend the money. This is maybe more for the finance or CEOs. I show you above what we have. We have TV money, government money, pro league money, and from the bet company we have another element of money. Transfer money. We ask for license fees. That's not $80. That could be for a Yossi or for a young kid within the Swiss leagues. It's about $50,000 to $70,000. That means this goes to the clubs. They do well, or they do well in recruitment. So we share the money into the top in the pot, and we share with the clubs. They do good recruitment. This player is involved with. So if this is an award for doing good. And second, we have this label, like this management audit system, you call it, in different families. That means in talent families, in ladies hockey, in recruitment. So it's a full bunch on the left side of clubs. They register. It's a full bunch of criteria in the middle. What we, together with the clubs, define what is for you quality recruitment, quality ladies hockey, quality talent development. So we have the criteria, we measure them, explain them, and it's like a tax sheet they fill up, and we can, on the software from the federation, we can agree. Of course, you can cheat. It's based on trust. But if you ask for a evening like with the parents, an event and information, do that. I think it's good. It's maybe not the only thing, of course, but if you do, we want to see they upload here a file, and we see it should be done, and then we spend the money through this criteria. Do good and gain somehow in different level. It's a big thing, of course, but even you can start on low, 1, 2 basic criteria, just not to spread out the money somehow and do the best you can. Helps sometimes, and maybe sometimes not. But if you say that is, and the many clubs I appreciate, I have a kind of a checklist, what we can do, what we didn't do, no? And they have a report. You don't need to read that. It just shows all over 100 clubs. You see where you are. And even under 20, we had SC Bern, biggest club, kind of, well, not biggest, but one of the big in the country. And so the junior had to go to the CEO and say, why we are just number 4 or 5? Not because of the ranking of the championship, because of doing good. And maybe then they can say, oh, we have no shooting range, and they ought to get points for that. Some kind of like that, to deal with the quality, and they see best, average, and where they are. That pushes clubs to maybe make their own thoughts, how we can improve. Next step. And with that, on reports, important for us, we have the numbers, we see what's going on. You see here in the middle, it was kind of going up. How come? Was after the first silver medal. So then we come back to the top down and bottom up. It's both. It goes both ways, from my opinion. So we have more kids, but if not, we see tendencies and can maybe act or react with whatever campaigns or whatnot if needed. I conclude a little bit for today. Courage is the game changer. Take a risk, consider well, and try if you believe that could help. Empowerment is the energy. Reflection and analyze is the skill. And quality management means check it, where we are, get better, is the process. Appreciation, the award. I don't know, any question now, or too tired, or just no questions?
I got one. Why is the ladies program separate as a cost item? I was curious, that funding bucket,
Yeah.
money goes in, money goes out. Why is the ladies program treated differently than the rest of the program?
Ah, that's a big question. They come in a separate area, but to be honest, I try to fix the ladies with the boys together on competences. Like the talent guy has to be both gender, but so far they want to have as a unit. It's maybe based on politics a little bit, on money-wise. Then you know that maybe it's an understanding. I explained it to you. If wherever it is, and then the federation has to define which amount of money goes to talent label, goes to recruitment, goes to ladies label, because they have an own championship, they have clubs, criterias. So we support then especially the lady clubs and lady coaches. Is that kind of an answer? Yeah. We go specific to them, so we give the points to them, they get money, so it's a separate unit. Any other? Yeah? Please?
You mentioned education a lot in your presentation. Who delivers your education program, and how important is that, and how does that filter to the club, individual clubs?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Education? Yeah, well, all education, but specifically coach education.
Okay. Good question. First of all, we have government. They go with some system overall sports. Helps us a lot. You can do a certificate and you get money when you run a team from government. By side, we take over the content. We run these summits. Like as I said, the structure education is, but we go and say then it comes to this label. If you go and join the national team, if you come for a special education and you get points. And then the label gives you money, no? They make money even to that. So we combine these two ideas. But it's federation. I believe federation should be bring new ideas in, start what they can, and maybe start to try to establish the system then through the clubs. As a coach-to-coach or per-co system. We start talking, but we don't have the power to support every coach. But we can talk to the head of development and try to make them thinking how they could do the same thing in the club. That's about the way, yeah. Any more? Hopefully tomorrow, I'm gonna ask you again. I just give you some kind of no, but it works. Don't put it too bad. Are you already done? Okay, I'm done. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.